Welcome to CBT News with Cheyenne Malone.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Cheyenne Malone. On today's show, we are joined by Katie O'Toole-Smith, founder and owner of Katie the Car Lady. But first, here's a look at today's top automotive industry stories. Ford electric vehicle owners in the U.S. and Canada have gained access to Tesla's supercharging network. Ford is the first major automaker to do this, and this move, followed by most American car manufacturers, aims to significantly expand charging options for its EV owners. Although the chargers are currently complimentary, you will have to pay up starting July 1st. Customers must pay $230 plus taxes and shipping for the adapter. Now, customers can reserve the adapter via their Ford Pass smartphone app. And more EV news, new data released by iSeeCars.com reveals the best and worst cities for EV charging infrastructure, highlighting the ongoing challenges of range anxiety for EV owners. LA does top the list with over 21,000 chargers, with San Francisco and New York right behind, while Louisville lags behind as the metro area with the weakest network, offering just 412 chargers. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is set to investigate the national security risks of internet-connected vehicles from China. This signals increased scrutiny over Chinese automakers' entry into the U.S. market. And this investigation could potentially lead to the banning of Chinese-produced cars, including models like the Buick Envision and Volvo EX30. However, officials do say there's no timeline for when the department will provide a specific proposal on potential limitations. And the 2024 U.S. presidential election could have significant implications for the automotive industry as a whole, especially though when it comes to environmental policies and EV transition support. Changes in the White House or Congress could alter federal tax incentives and regulations, which would impact the entire automotive supply chain, including OEMs, suppliers, and battery companies. Now, this election's outcome could also influence over $100 billion in investments for U.S. battery and EV manufacturing. Well, don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we have Katie O'Toole-Smith, aka Katie the Car Lady. She's here to discuss how dealers can make the customer's buying experience more transparent.
CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV.
Talk to me about your journey into the automotive industry. I'd love to hear more.
I think anybody who is in our industry, it kind of chooses you. I was young, I was a single mom, and I realized there was a lack of transparency, and I'm going back 28 plus years. So they didn't have the laws they have today. There was a lack of transparency, women. And I noticed, I watched my mom buy a car, and she had to fight so hard. And I look back at that and I thought, oh my gosh, people are hungry to be taught, to have information. And I've made a lot of mistakes. I have been in leasing companies. I've worked for independents. But the biggest thing I've learned is that what doesn't change is people, and I think over all the years I've learned it's never about the car.
And how is business today as an independent dealer?
Well, it's been up and down for everybody. However, what has happened in the shift in the market has actually been a blessing for us independents, because consumers are frustrated and they want guidance. I would tell you that January, I think for a lot of us was, it was just navigating what was going on between the manufacturers kind of manipulating the market and incentives. But I will say that I feel blessed. I mean, my phone rings every day. And sometimes that is people all over the country just have questions about what to do or how to navigate. But I'm always looking for cars for people. So I feel very fortunate that my phone rings. And I also believe there's enough business to share.
And be sure to watch this full interview right here at cbtnews.com. That does wrap our show for today, but we do invite you right back here tomorrow morning on CBTnews.com. And now you can always stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry. Just follow us. We're on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm Cheyenne Malone. Thanks so much for watching. You have a good one.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.